Hello everybody, welcome to Wellington, welcome to highlights of this top-of-the-table clash in the Benson and Hedges World Cup between New Zealand and England. New Zealand leading the way at the moment, 6 wins from 6 matches. England also having played 6 matches, having 5 wins and 1 point for a no result because of a rain-affected match against Pakistan at Adelaide. So England have 11 points. One thing is for sure today, there won't be any rain affecting this match at the Basin Reserve, because as we take a look around the city of Wellington, we can reveal a lovely fine day. That's the overseas terminal in the foreground, Lambton Harbour and the Central Business District. A marvellous sight indeed on this Sunday morning. There's the Carillon, a war memorial which is adjacent to and overlooking the Basin Reserve, and the pitch here is the same one as was used just a couple of days ago for the match between India and the West Indies. By world standards, it's going to be a little bit low and slow. It may offer the spinners some assistance later in the match as well, but it should be, generally speaking, a pretty good batting surface. Let's go to the toss now, and the 2 captains for today are Martin Crowe for New Zealand, of course, but England have injury troubles. Graham Gooch is out with a hamstring injury, so Alex Stewart takes over the captaincy duties today, and both of those players are out in the middle now with our man, Grant Nisbet.
Martin Crowe won the toss, and you're going to
have a bowl. Yeah.
Why is that?
We've chased quite well, and I just think we'd like to get our side out here as a unit, field well and do the job.
Okay, marvellous atmosphere here too.
It should be great, huh? Yeah.
Tremendous. Okay, all the best. Alex Stewart, I suppose the question we have to ask you is, you're going at a bat first, but have you got 11 fit players?
At the moment, yeah, but anything can happen. But no, we're starting off with 11. No Gooch, no Fairbrother and no Tufnell.
Okay, quite happy to bat first?
Yeah, more than happy. That's what we'd have done if we'd won the toss.
Okay, cheers, all the best.
Thank you. Ciao.
Let's check the teams then. England to bat first and Alex Stewart to go in first with Ian Botham. Then Robin Smith and Graham Hick at 3 and 4. Alan Lamb back for his first match of the World Cup after a hamstring injury. Dermot Reeve has been affected by injury, but he has to play. Chris Lewis can't bowl, but he's down to bat at number 7. Derek Pringle is injury free at the moment. Defreitas has also had hamstring troubles in recent days. Richard Illingworth is the only left arm spinner. Phil Tufnell left out, and Gladstone Small completes the England lineup as a fit seam bowler. For New Zealand, John Wright is back to go in first with Mark Greatbatch, so Rod Latham has been left out. Then Andrew Jones, Martin Crowe, Ken Rutherford, Chris Harris. Chris Cairns retains his place ahead of Danny Morrison. Deepak Patel, the off-spinner, and we understand he's going to share the new ball bowling today. Ian Smith's the wicket-keeper, Gavin Larson, the medium pacer, and Willie Watson, another seam bowler. Well, it's a sellout crowd here at the Basin Reserve today. This match has been one of those occasions which so many people in Wellington and the lower half of New Zealand's North Island have been looking forward to for a very long time. About 12,500 people in, absolutely jam-packed. A lovely, fine, sunny morning. England to bat first. Their opening batsman Alex Stewart and Ian Botham. But a surprising new ball pair for New Zealand. Deepak Patel, the off-spinner, and the medium pacer, Chris Harris. Let's go to the action.
So Botham gets his first. Might have come off a leg. We'll have a look and see. Larson getting to it. No, leg biter kick off for Ian Botham. The first run's to Ian Botham, and Jones won't be able to cut off the second. Down fine, and there's no fine leg, so Watson will have to chase it all the way, but won't get it. The first boundary of the innings, and it's been struck by Ian Botham.
Yes, well, that ball would have been drifting well down the leg side, and really he's just got that very fine. Of course, the fine leg, as you say, Peter, is up in the circle.
Very close. Larson got it in quickly, but the leg bar is taken. Good running from Stewart and Botham. Driving, but not much timing. And Larson hits, but he's safe. Or is it Cairns? It's Cairns hitting. So the pressure's on. There's nothing very much between life and death in this competition.
Well, that's good cricket. A nice off drive there. Very well fielded, a direct hit. And the umpire there has had to make the decision.
Just a wee bit short there. A chase for Larson, but I think he can give it away. That's well hit, and the boundary is very close because the outfield is so fast. Oh, he's missed him by Smith. So Stewart really had a heave at that, and Ian Smith couldn't get it.
And that ball turned quite sharply, very sharply indeed, as Stewart came down the wicket for a big on or off drive. Look at that. Well, Ian Smith normally takes those.
And the beefy Botham just 8 from 24 deliveries.
Bowls! Well, he's done it again, Deepak Patel. Botham has bowled, and the first wicket is down at 25 in the 7th over.
Well, I was just commenting that even though Botham's there to score more quickly than his partner, it's assumed. Here it is, just outside off stump, and it turned back through, hit leg stump, but how Botham missed that one, I'm not quite sure. We'll see it again on a replay, I'm sure, later, but that's the first England wicket down in the 7th over, 25 for 1. Let's just watch the shot that he plays this time. He gets back, and he tried to hit right across it and work it onside, and it went through him and took leg stump, but just watch the bat here, is closed and went through the gate.
Larson chasing this. Outfield very quick indeed. And Hick is underway. With the 2 runs, Martin Crowe joins in the applause for Deepak Patel. Well, that's a lovely shot by Hick, and that's 4 runs. Short and wide from Watson, and Hick did the business. Pulled away by Hick, good shot, should go all the way. Starting to labour a bit, but makes it. Away he goes again, that's a most decisive shot from Hick. And that one flies to the fence.
Well, once again, whether Willie got a gust of wind in his face on delivery there. He is wider of the crease, but it only has to be just short of a length under these conditions. The ball sits up and looks at you and says, hit me.
Oh, an edge. That should run away for 4. No slip in. And it raced down to the boundary. Oh, he's not too convincing with that shot. He gets a run anyway, Stewart. Down to a wide fine leg position. And there's the England 50. It's come up in the 13th over. Ball slashes that through. Good shot. That races away to the point boundary for 4.
Well, you don't often see a batsman square cutting off the front foot, which was what Stewart did then, and that, of course, is an indication of how very slow this pitch is.
Oh, over the top he goes, and he's hit it very well indeed. Pitching up this time, Willie Watson, and hit over the top and down to the boundary for 4, and that's the end of the over at 58 for 1. So a bit of readjustment going on out there. It looks like Ian Smith, hello, he's leaving the ground. I wonder what's going on.
Well,
so Greatbatch. Yes.
Paddy Greatbatch, they call him. They don't call him Paddy just because he's putting his pads on, but
no. I gather from down below, Henry, that Ian Smith has a migraine.
Poor chap, they're beastly things. If you see double, treble vision, you feel sick. Oh, awful. I do feel for him very much.
Oh, cracking shot, marvellous. Alex Stewart cracking it away through the covers for 4. Over-pitched by Cairns, a little bit of room outside the off stump, and bang.
And I tell you what, all British listeners, goodness, charge your glasses after that one. That was marvellous.
Oh, swung away. Big shot here. Is that 6?
Yes, it was 6.
I think it is.
Just over the rope.
Graham Hick swinging it away, a little short, but he picked it up beautifully.
Oh, it's well played. Hick judging that beautifully. And look at the pace of the outfield. That was a magnificent stroke.
Well, this is a very positive start by England. A 50 partnership has come up now. Hick moves to 29. It's only taken him 31 deliveries to get there.
So Gavin Larson has the first runs taken from him, and it might be a boundary. Rutherford chasing it, but they'll give it away. Patel too, and so that the last ball of Larson's second over produces a 4. It's 80 for 1, 18 overs completed. Oh, it's a good, strong hit in the air. Handsomely hit. Just over the inner field. And Patel, I think he thought he had a chance there.
Yeah, it was just over Chris Harris's head there. Certainly very uppish. And had it been Mark Greatbatch, he might have pulled that one in. But, a couple of runs there to Hick.
It's a big shot, and it's going to go all the way through extra cover. Patel just over tossing a slight bit, and Graham Hick thumped him through extra cover to go to 36 from 38 balls, and it's 88 for 1 after 19.
Larson starting in the first over after drinks, and that's pulled away by Alex Stewart down behind square, and that's running away for 4. Willie Watson has no chance of stopping that. Alex Stewart looking to force the pace. Goes down on one knee but swept in the air and caught at mid-wicket.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the shot here. It's the catch that matters. Sweep, hit it quite hard, and it's a lovely catch. Catches win matches. Everybody knows that, particularly one-day cricket. They're so vital.
So Chris Harris, with one of the safest pairs of hands in the New Zealand team, dismisses Alex Stewart. Deepak Patel has his second wicket in the 21st over. England 95 for 2.
Well, Smith has his first run now, down to long on. Ken Rutherford, the fieldsman down there. And so Robin Smith is underway. And Hick turns it away to bring up England's 100 in the 24th over. And in fact, they're 100 for 2 at the end of that 24th over. So the big crowd into the Basin Reserve will be interested to see that Andrew Jones is going to take over. So New Zealand are going to continue with spin, which may not please Mark Greatbatch, the keeper. Well, that's short. That gets the treatment, but there is a man out there. Rod Latham, the 12th man. Well, that's nicely played by Hick. It's racing off down to the boundary, and I don't think the fieldsman's going to get it. He's not. A deliberate shot played by Hick down through the slip area for 4.
Driving Hick. He's moving on to 50, and there it is. Graham Hick, 50 runs with that single. That's his third one-day 50 and a very handy one for England. Graham Hick, some fine shots, good pull shots, and he's got through to the mark of 50. More delicate stuff by Smith, and that really is becoming a bit vulnerable down there for New Zealand.
Yes, if you bowl a bit wide of the off stump, indeed, as Jones did then, and you've got someone who can improvise as Smith can, that happens. It was a good shot.
Harris into the attack, and Hick immediately playing it away behind point. He won't get 4 for it.
He couldn't put it really anywhere else. It was a little bit too close to him, but he got it away wide of the cover fielder.
It's Chris Harris. All short. Oh, he's gone! Caught behind! And he went to cut it. He nicked it, a thick edge, and Mark Greatbatch substituting takes the catch. So Graham Hick is gone. New Zealand have picked up the third English wicket.
Well, I thought that was a bad shot. It was wide, his head went back, he didn't look at the ball, and he paid the penalty. Too typical, I'm afraid. Got to look at it again. I think he was a little bit close to him. Bounced a fraction more than he expected, but Hick is in this very good form. That should have been 4 runs. I can't understand why Hick gets himself out like this, but he does. 135 for 3.
And He gets a run. Again, a little short and a little wide, and he picks up a very comfortable single, and so Andrew Jones coming in.
There's Smith going high over backward point. Larson won't quite get to it. And Harris's first ball of the 35th over has produced an aggressive shot and a successful one from Robin Smith.
Yes, it was. He really turned that inside out, didn't he? And, of course, the man sweeping on the boundary there was always going to have to chase it. It was always going further away from him, spinning away. And that's a big boundary. Good shot, too, by Robin Smith.
And he's dropped. Lamb had a wee flirt. And Greatbatch, the part-time keeper, wasn't able to hang on to it. That could be a big blow for England.
Yes, well, Alan Lamb, he does survive there, wide, not quite across to it. The shot was probably on all the same, but Greatbatch made a valiant attempt. But, of course, he's a big man, Greatbatch.
Smith going down again.
Yes, well, Jones just a little bit slow again there at mid-on. He didn't really attack the ball, just sort of waited for it to come, and he's got to be a bit quicker. And had he been, then it might have been just a little bit different.
Well, he's really neither one thing nor the other. He's not right back on the edge of the circle. Something's got to be better anyway. Oh, that beats Watson. And it's going to go all the way. It's Gavin Larson, isn't it? Down there, and that was a strike for England, which takes it to 155 for 3, 38 gone.
Lamb goes over the top, could be caught, and is. Patel takes the catch, Jones has the wicket, and Smith is out.
Well, Smith has been looking to get inside the ball and hit it over in his favourite spot, over extra cover, but there is a long off back and a long on back, and he decided, let's see if he tries to hit it over. Yes, he tried. He got too much bottom hand. He tried to get inside it. He fetched it onside, and Patel was always comfortably catching it. So England now 162 for 4 in the 41st.
Oh, good move, yes. Lewis is out. First ball. What a big break for New Zealand.
Well, not accustomed to the pitch. He played too freely for a first ball up. He should have looked to have a look at it and defended it. Instead, he just pushed through very casually and lazily, and Willie Watson just hung on to it. Watch here how it's just short of a length, and look at that, just spooning it back to Watson, and watch Willie here. Look at the juggling act there. Oh, Willie managed to hold it in the end, and so in 2 deliveries, England lose 2 wickets and go to 162 for 5.
And a run for Reeve immediately. Oh, Lamb, oh, what a good effort by Greatbatch. That would have been curtains, except he missed.
And watch how he charges down and managed to dab it down. And that would have actually gone down on the book as a stumping, not a run out.
So Alan Lamb on 12. Crowd right behind the New Zealand side now. Lamb goes over the top. He could be caught here. Cairns lines it up. And Lamb goes.
Well, the frustration continues for England. They just have not mastered the conditions here. With the ball getting older, Lamb having not been out there for very long, or since he was last in New Zealand, looked quite out of touch. And he charges here, going towards the ball, and spoons it down towards long off. The wind just carried it on down there to young Cairns, who took it very comfortably indeed. England now in more trouble at 169 for 6. But Pringle, you can see, is still no slouch with the bat, averaging 24.
No, he showed a couple of times that he's very good with the bat. He's got underway here with a single. And Crowe has been allowed the luxury of keeping Jones on.
47th over. Oh, try to chop it down.
I think Greatbatch may actually have dropped that.
Yes, and interestingly enough, Andrew Jones was making a very prolonged appeal at the... I think he was appealing for LBW because it actually hit the flap of Pringle's pad. Oh, big hit. Could be out. He is out. Rod Latham takes the catch at mid-wicket. Derek Pringle has holed out. Andrew Jones has another wicket. And England are in further trouble in the 49th over.
Tremendous stuff. New Zealand could walk on water at the moment. It's brilliant cricket. Gosh, they've had it. They've done well today. It's been marvellous to see England, who they might have had a slight inferiority complex against after the Test series and the one-days. But look how well they've done. And here's another example. Pringle gave that a bit of bat too. But the old Rod Latham, he's as solid as the Bank of New Zealand. And there we are.
So Pringle on his way.
189 for 7.
Reeve again with that familiar looking paddle around the... Oh, he's got it through.
He's got 4 runs
That's
out.
4, yes.
He did it rather well. It was like a surgeon making the first incision, wasn't it?
Yes, he executed that very well indeed. Andrew Jones a little pensive, but let's watch it. Just helping it on its way, and he got it fine. There was plenty of carry on it. And Defreitas hits in the air. Cairns is down there. He's taken it. So Defreitas is gone. Out for a duck. Holding out down at long off. And New Zealand can do no wrong at the moment.
Yes, it's marvellous, isn't it? They're going to have a wonderful lunch, New Zealand. Everything's coming off. England are getting underneath it. There was a bit of a slice in that. And so we got 5 more balls to go. But there we are. The weight was all wrong. It's sliced off. And Chris Cairns is even safer than the Bank of New Zealand. There he is, taking it in the classical manner in front of his chest. And so 195 for 8.
And there we are, the Manhattan. It hasn't made much progress, really, has it, Henry?
Well, I don't think for England we're very pleased. I mean, that's not as tall as Big Ben, is it? No, we're a bit disappointed in that, I think.
And 1 run to Illingworth to get him underway. And Reeve hoiks him round. He gets it straight to Crowe, and they'll only get 1. He rolls it back to Harris. So the innings has ended. The round 200 is achieved. And the players make their way off, and the crowd give them a big hand.
Well, a wonderful, wonderful piece of cricket for New Zealand. They bowled as well as at any time in the competition, and they must be the favourites to win this one now at the halfway stage.
Yes, New Zealand did marvellously well, and England scored exactly 200 in their 50 overs, a run rate of exactly 4. So New Zealand's target to win 201. 200 for 8. Things were going along very well for England when Hick and Stewart were together. It was 95 before that second wicket fell. And then when Graham Hick was out with a score at 135, England never really recovered. Robin Smith batted very usefully, but struggled on the slow wickets. Alan Lamb didn't get going today, his first match back after a long breakthrough injury, and Dermot Reeve played a useful little hand at the end to score 21 from 26 deliveries. 200 for 8, the England score in 50 overs. Deepak Patel and Chris Harris opened the bowling. Chris Harris was there at the end as well, and both of those bowlers took 2 wickets. 2 wickets also for Willie Watson. He took some stick early on from Alex Stewart and from Graham Hick, but he came back well. Chris Cairns struggled again today. Sadly for him, the faster pace on the slower wicket meant that he wasn't the most effective New Zealand bowler, but Gavin Larson and Andrew Jones, with their slower paced bowling, certainly did a fine job for New Zealand again.
First ball of the innings. And Greatbatch underway. You'll get 1, and that brings John Wright back on the side today. Rod Latham not playing, and that'll be interesting to see just how he gets on. And he's underway, just sliding it off the face down to third man, so both men pick up a single in their first ball. Defreitas to bowl to John Wright. Oh, he's bowled. He's walked inside it, John Wright. Goodness me, he's been clean bowled.
And that was exactly the way John Wright was out against Australia in the first match, wasn't it?
Yes, the very first game of the tournament. He walked inside, it hit the leg stump, and here today at the Basin Reserve, we'll have another look. Walking inside, and bingo, leg stump.
Well, that is a mortal blow for New Zealand. That's the one thing they didn't want to happen. Equally, when it had last happened against, well, we'll come back to that in the first match against Australia. Meantime, New Zealand 5-1.
Oh, he's hit this one. He's got hold of it. It's 6 runs. Well, he picked it up. Umpire Steve Randall says that's 6. And Mark Greatbatch, well, hit it beautifully.
Well, hasn't the fun begun? That was a superb stroke. There was a man out there, a little bit too fine. There's a man at deep mid-wicket, and Greatbatch took them on. Isn't that terrific? Gosh, this is going to be fun.
Yes, he timed that beautifully. It's a long way out to that boundary. Well, the Sri Lankan supporter is outside the ground, but Andrew Jones inside, strokes this one into the covers. No real power, but he timed it well, and they're going to come back for 3. This is good running. Ball clipped away. Lovely shot by Jones.
4 runs.
That's 4. He timed that beautifully. Angling down the leg side, clipped away. So 4 more to Jones. Into the over, 20 for 1.
Loud appeal for LBW there against Mark Greatbatch. But umpire Robinson from Zimbabwe says no, and a leg bye is taken. Welcome back, Richard.
Yes, Grant. Well, Defreitas was very keen on that. And that's not a bad shout. Perhaps just fractionally outside the off stump. A little bit of doubt there for the umpire. Ian Robinson given in the favour of the batsman.
Big hit. He's got under it. He should be all right. And he gets 2.
Well, he certainly got under it.
Greatbatch goes for it, and that's 4 runs. That's his first 4. And a typical Greatbatch shot.
It was. Well, that ball was fullish and wide of the off stump, and that allowed Greatbatch to free his arms and go over the field.
Nicely deflected away by Jones. Long chase there for Hick. Greatbatch is coming for his 3rd. That's well run. It's a long way out there. He's hit it straight, and he's hit it for 4. Well, that's a lovely straight hit.
And Steve Randall was very lucky he didn't wear that in the face. He had to get away from that very quickly indeed. That was hit very firmly by Greatbatch. Uppish again, a bit of bottom hand. We've got us Will Randall, look at that.
Nicely played by Jones. That's a beautifully timed shot. That's going to run away for 4.
And this is going high in the air over mid-off. Illingworth won't get to it. And they come back for the 3rd. Jones all the way. It was a no ball, and he just picked it up beautifully. And there's the 50 for New Zealand, and it's only in the 11th over. Jones handsomely through the offside. A chase for Hick, and it'll be touch and go. Hick might just grab it, and they come back for 3. Greatbatch goes high over extra cover. It's going to land. Is it going to pitch? It might just be small.
Well, it almost went all the way. It went into the teeth of the northerly or nor'wester that's with us now. And it was up there and just smashing through it over extra cover. It almost pitched and stopped, carried within 10 metres of the boundary and just dribbled over.
Oh, he goes high again. He's hit this well. This is over long on. This is nearly 6. Bounces once. And that's up into the gale too. And so Mark Greatbatch is on his way again. 63 for 1, 12 overs gone. Well, Greatbatch hits that beautifully, but he might be caught. Defreitas is there. And Botham has the wicket. So it happened once too often for Mark Greatbatch. He hit the ball cleanly, but England had the field position. And Greatbatch is gone, caught Defreitas, bowled Botham for 35. New Zealand in a bit of trouble at 64 now for 2.
Well, the trap was set by England. They had that fine leg that I pointed out a moment ago, wider for the pickup, and Greatbatch should have known that that's where it would have gone. However, he's done the job again for New Zealand. He's picked up 35 from 37 deliveries, and New Zealand lose their second wicket at 64.
So Jones getting it fine. He might get it too fine for Pringle. He will. And so the score moves to 68. 68 for 2 after the 14th over has been completed. Crowe getting his first runs and taking the score on to 70.
And that's a cracking drive by Andrew Jones. No need to run for that. And the crowd love it up there on the bank.
That chap down in a white shirt was signalling like Mr. Reporter, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Ian Botham is less than enchanted with the positioning of his offside field.
Yes,
oh dear.
There's 4 outside the circle, but he didn't like where that man was at point. He thought he should be at cover. Mind you, it's all very well to play catch-up captaincy. Jones getting hold of it pretty fine.
4 runs.
Gladstone Small won't get it. So 4 more. Jones.
I tell you what, Gladstone Large wouldn't have got that either, would he? It was going some.
All over pitching, swung away by Jones. That'll be 4.
Well, that was the worst ball of the day, wasn't it?
A shocker. End of the over, 86 for 2.
Lovely shot from Crowe. That's a delightful stroke. And that brings up the New Zealand 100. A classic shot from Crowe. 101 for 2 in the 23rd over.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much width outside the off stump. Short 2, and Crowe playing that beautifully. In fact, he needs another 10 runs, Grant, to be the leading run scorer in the World Cup in this competition.
But still the brisk northerly blowing, and Illingworth the bowler. Jones lofting, and away it goes. Lamb trying to stretch out after it, and it's 4.
Well, Lamb, he almost attempted a little dive, but was probably very wise to pull out. But Andrew Jones going over mid-off. Uppish. Didn't quite get it right. And Lamb had a long chase. The end result for Jones is a good one. It makes him 49. That's 8 fours now in his innings.
And there's the 50 for Andrew Jones. Lamb has another chase, and they should run 3, and that's another very good 50 for Andrew Jones. His 24th in one-day internationals and his 3rd in this World Cup.
Well, he is a model of consistency.
They're a bit short, and Crowe likes that shot, and he hit it to perfection.
Yes, although it was a bit of a gimme, Crowe still had to put it away and put it in the gap, and he certainly did so. Short and wide, very controlled by Crowe, letting it come on, using the pace of it, clipping it just wide of that man at a deep gully position.
Jones hits it firmly in the air, just out of the reach of square leg. Reeve tried to get it, Smith tried to get it, and it was just over him.
Yes, he hits it very square here, and the man has been brought in. There was a man out there for Crowe. He's been brought up inside the circle.
So Jones has moved to 60. gets it away past Small this time. That might run all the way too. It's been very fast down there. It does. And that's his highest score in the World Cup of 1992. Andrew Jones gets his 11th boundary, and he moves to 70 and takes the New Zealand score to 152 for 2. We're in the 32nd over. Sweeps, and there's no one out there, so that's going all the way for 4. Well, Andrew Jones is starting to take it to Richard Illingworth now. He's taken his score to 74. It's 156 for 2, 32 completed.
But Martin Crowe, Andrew Jones, of course Mark Greatbatch are all in wonderful touch. And there we are, there's the 100 partnership up between these two. Wonderful effort. And the crowd here at the basin are a little bit slow to realise that it's up, but they're now acknowledging it. And he's got that one fine. Andrew Jones, he's done that well today. And that races down to the fine leg fence for 4. End of the over. Gladstone Smalls first, 168 for 2. Little short of a length. This could be tight. And, oh, he's out.
Yes, that was out.
Andrew Jones didn't put his bat down. Ian Robinson signals you're out. And a good throw there, hits the stumps, and perhaps Andrew Jones a little naughty in not sliding his bat, but I'm sure we can forgive him. 78 runs.
Oh yes, he's going off to the tremendous clap that he so richly deserves. Listen to it.
Graham Hick, the thrower, and yes, he's out. Almost trying to avoid the throw, but he's gone. And New Zealand are 172 for 3.
It's a good piece of fielding by Hick, but it was very lackadaisical running there by Jones. I mean, had he wanted to avoid that, he could.
So back live. Martin Crowe just clipping it away behind square. Philip Defreitas does the fielding. So things pretty well under control, although Jones is out. Crowe's there on 49 now. Oh, here's the 50 from Martin Crowe, just dropping it down in front of him, racing through. And Martin Crowe getting a big hand from the Basin Reserve crowd. Another great contribution in this World Cup.
What a phenomenal record he has had in this World Cup. And when you compare it to what went on earlier in the summer against England, Crowe's transformation has gone hand in hand with the transformation of the New Zealand side. It's been inspiring stuff, and it's his form that's made him lead the side as well as he has.
It's interesting, isn't it? Look how many singles and dabs around the wicket. He's really kept the score moving without hitting a lot of boundaries, picking up 2.
He knows he had to stay there.
One run to Ken Rutherford. He's underway.
They've outplayed the Poms, just as they've outplayed every side they've come across in this competition. It's been quite remarkable.
And Martin Crowe smacks that one down the ground. Interesting looking shot, but he placed it. He banged it down just wide of the bowler on the onside. And it raced down there to long on for 4.
It was a bit bottom-handed. It wasn't like those lovely pure drives you used to produce, but it's one of those days when everything's going for him.
How nice of you,
he knew exactly what he was doing. He placed it beautifully and hit it for 4.
And Martin Crowe goes over the top again, and he's hit this one pretty well. And 1-2 bounces into the boundary down there at long on. So there we are. Baby's a little worried about the rain arriving. 183 for 3.
Let's take a look at the Worms. The run rate shows New Zealand comfortably ahead, and New Zealand now just 11 runs away from winning. 201 is their target. They're 189 at the moment. The New Zealand team up on the players' balcony looking very content.
Looked at one stage earlier this morning as though England were heading for a good total, 230, 240, even more. Now Defreitas, 41st over. Crowe pulls him away, lovely shot, and 4 runs.
Yes, well, looks so Martin Crowe wants to get the match over in the 41st over. I suppose the early shower is always the warmest, so why stay out there any longer than you have to? And really got onto that one very well. Chris Lewis having no chance of cutting that one off.
For a win. Crowe goes for it, and this could be it. Sailing out to the fence, and New Zealand have beaten England here at the Botham Reserve by 7 wickets and remain unbeaten at the Benson and Hedges World Cup.
Another marvellous batting performance from New Zealand in the victory achieved by 7 wickets with 1 ball left in the 41st over. Wright went early, but then Greatbatch did the job again. Today making 35, and that work was carried on by Andrew Jones' run out today for 78, and Martin Crowe there at the end for 73, and Ken Rutherford with him. New Zealand thoroughly convincing winners. England had their bowling problems. Pringle couldn't complete his 7th over. He was injured. Defreitas was expensive, but then he's had a hamstring injury recently as well. Botham took 1 wicket, but he went for nearly 5 runs per over. Illingworth did go for 5. Graham Hick bowled usefully enough, but really too expensive. And Gladstone Small, the big surprise was that he came on to bowl so late in the New Zealand innings, and Gladstone Small was one of the few fit bowlers that England had. But New Zealand, by far the better team on the day, and Martin Crowe, the New Zealand captain, picked up a further $3,000 as the winning captain today, and appropriately enough, he got it from a former New Zealand captain, Bevan Congdon.
In fact, Wright, put it nicely, really, when he said that we do owe the England side our best performance, so every player was keyed up to play today and do well. And, you know, we really did put on a good show.
Well, the other thing about it is people talk about the batting and the bowling, but what about the fielding as well? There's an awful lot of catches being hit high into the deep these days. They just keep on being snaffled, don't they?
Yeah, and that's due to our practice habits. You know, Wally's working the lads well in practice, and we're catching them in practice, and that's obviously important. So, you know, the bowlers, our slow bowlers, are getting the ball, you know, to sort of just not come on, and of course the catches are going in the air.
And again, more innovation with Chris Harris opening the bowling today.
Yeah, well, I had a funny morning because I just felt like sort of trying lots of things. You know, even bowling first on that wicket was probably, you know, a tad risky. But I felt that we're chasing well, and we worked well in the field first up, so I stuck with that. But I thought Gavin Larson was the key to our whole bowling effort today. He really pulled us back. Superb effort from the local boy. It's great.
Now it's time to introduce the captain of England, Alec Stewart. Well, Alec, it's a different scenario to a month ago. Can we ask sympathetically what happened today?
Well, we didn't perform as well as we have done so far in this tournament, simple as that.
Any excuses regarding injury, illness in your team?
No, I don't have excuses. No, we played poorly, and New Zealand deserved to win on the day.
What, any particular reason why things went so badly for you today? Is it?
No, it's just one of those things, you know, we were a few runs light, and then they got off to a good start. Batchy played well, and then Jonesy and Crowe played well, and we didn't compete as we should have done.
All right, so were you a bit, do you think, out of touch playing in Australia recently, coming to a slower pitch back over here, a month away?
It was a slower wicket, so we played all our games in Australia. We played here a month ago and cleaned up. Just one of those things, just one of those days, but we'll be looking to correct it in the next game and the future games.
Now, what's the latest on the injury and the illness toll inside the camp?
You tell me.
What was Derek Pringle? Lower back problem, is it?
No, I think it's a side. We're not too sure at the moment. He's just seeing a physio now. But there are a few injuries, but you know, time will tell if we've got a full side for whenever it is Wednesday.
Wednesday against Zimbabwe. Is there, in fact, any consideration being given in the party to bringing in an extra player or two?
No, not at the moment. No, we'll face that nearer the date.
Well, it's been a tough day for England today, but Zimbabwe at Albury?
That's right, yep.
Right.
Yeah, we look to win there and work it out from there. We're in the semi-finals and look to get in the final and then win it.
Well, this is a day that few New Zealand cricket fans will forget for a while. New Zealand were unbeaten as they came into this match, but then we all knew that England had been such a fine side here a month ago. Nobody really expected New Zealand to win this match so convincingly. They did it with nearly 10 overs to spare and with 7 wickets in hand. And New Zealand now with this outstanding record of 7 consecutive wins in the preliminary round of the Benson and Hedges World Cup are very much favourites to get right through to the final. And who knows, after beating England today, New Zealand may now be entertaining for the first time hopes of actually winning this World Championship.